Hey guys, in this video I'd like to talk to you about how bipolar disorder has actually affected my life. I've just recently come to the conclusion that I am bipolar. I haven't been diagnosed yet. It's a long process. I've started the process of actually considering counseling and going through that entire process. But I just noticed personally that I have a lot of the symptoms, and ultimately I started to evaluate whether or not I really should consider the idea that I am bipolar. One of them was the job hopping. I used to always just think, oh, I'm just very creative. I can't stand to be in one place for too long. I have to keep moving. It literally would feel like the walls are like closing in on me when I stayed at a single job doing the same thing day in and day out. I just felt like I was going crazy, and I admired my friends and family for being able to do that. It was just like I was envious of the fact that they could stay somewhere for so long, move up the ladder. And I felt like something was really wrong with me. Like, why can't I do this? I would really, wake up in the mornings short of an anxiety attack, but dreading the fact that I had to go in to my job and do the same thing that I did yesterday and the day before and the day before. And so ultimately, I did a lot of job hopping. I went from job to job probably every year. I think the longest I've held a position was about a year and a half. And I didn't realize how excessive it was until I started to compare myself to other people, especially people with the disorder. And from 14 years old to 35 years old, I have had over 40 jobs. Some of them a day long, some of them a year and a half. And that was pretty much the max I could take. I would find something new before I quit, but going in about 6 months, it would be in my head like, okay, this can't be it. I've got to find something else. This is driving me crazy. So that's exactly what I would do. I'd find something else and I'd move on. I also evaluated the whole hypersexuality issue with the bipolar disorder, and I realized that maybe I'm just not the female with a high sex drive. Maybe that is connected to the bipolar disorder, because a lot of times when my body was sending all the signals, my heart racing, just really wanting to go 3-4 times. It would be excessive to the point where I personally did not want to do these things, but it was like my body it was just so much built up energy, and it just felt like I just need to get this energy out, and I'm curious about this. I'm curious about that. And in all reality, I married the right person, because my husband, he's been a trooper, and not that there's been any infidelity. I could totally see the logic and how infidelity plays a part in being bipolar. But for me, it led to an open marriage. And so that's a journey that we've been on. And for what it's worth, it suits me. It's not something that he's not comfortable with. He's definitely comfortable with the whole notion of exploring and, changing up the monotony. And it's been a healthy experience for us. And I do believe that it is linked to the hypersexuality that bipolar people experience. The projects, the personal projects. This one is difficult for me because it is so hard to start something and to not finish it over and over and over and over and over and over again. This one hits me to the core, because if there's anything that makes me feel afraid, it's that I'll never get to the point where I've completed the task. All these ideas that I have, all these open tabs in my brain. I have project after project that I'm working on, and these are brilliant projects. Don't get me wrong. I run them by family. Family's impressed. Friends are impressed. Some days I'm there. I have 1,000,001 ways of how everything is going to work. And the next day, I just don't want to be bothered. I'm tired of it. I feel like it's a stupid idea. And I've learned to really get the support of my friends and family to encourage me to move on, or to help me put the pieces together when I start falling apart, because they believe in me. They have faith in me. And they do believe that a lot of the ideas that I have are very valuable to society. and they're willing to help me. So it's very important if you have somebody that you are related to, a friend, a family member that is bipolar, and they always have this bright idea but never finish it. They just might need your push. They might need your help on a down day. They might need your comfort. They might need you to share alternative methods of treatment with them, because we are in our own minds a lot, but there's a lot of valuable stuff up there, and a lot of it sounds crazy to you guys, but inventions are crazy until they work. So don't necessarily write them off as, oh, they're just bipolar. Oh, that's a crazy idea. Oh, she's going to be to the next thing next week. She might be, or he might be, but with your help and your support, these ideas can a lot of times come full circle. Rage has been a major issue. I'm learning how to control my rage. I just thought I was a passionate person until I realized that I did things that were absolutely insane. I mean, I've bust the windows out of my truck when my husband was in the car at one point. I've thrown things at him that could really hurt him. I've actually, as a kid, I stirred up so much drama and craziness in the household, and my dad used to tell me always, don't let people push your buttons. You let people push your buttons. And they just thought I had a temper problem. But now I understand that it's, once again, the brain chemistry. You go from one extreme to the next. And when I know I'm feeling irritable, when I know I'm feeling like something is going to make me snap, I take a down day. And I say, okay, this is my brain going into a mode that's not necessarily healthy. Let me get out my oils. Let me put on my music, because these methods of treating myself help to bring the balance back, the chemical balance back, so that I'm not going off on a tangent and I'm not acting in ways that are dangerous to me or my loved ones. And rage has really, really, really been one of the things that I struggled with from childhood. And I think over the past year or so, just recently, the past year or so, I've managed to learn how to just bring that down. And that's pretty much about it. The instability of the job hopping, unfortunately, has caused financial havoc in my life. I don't actually have custody of my older two children because of the instability. Their father was able to go to college and he was able to focus on his career. And in the long run, after a 4-year saga of custody battles, they figured he was more stable than I was. And so they've been with him. And it's given me time, honestly, to understand what was going on with myself. So I just want to put it out there that I know you can feel defeated with this condition, but once again, you've got to understand it's not you as a person. It is an imbalance that's going on in the brain, and we can take measures at home. Our family members can be made aware of the different things that they can do for us and with us to help us cope with this, to help us become a little bit more balanced so that we can be the best people we can be, ultimately. I'll be sharing more detail about what I do as far as the holistic health, so that you guys can start implementing these things for yourself at home